Continuing with my Christmas Time with the Divas Marathon is my review of Christmas with Leontyne Price, which was recorded on June 1961 but was released on October 25, 1990. The conductor was the late, great Herbert von Karajan with the Wiener Philharmoniker and the Singverein der Gesellschaft der Musikfreude. Now, a little bit of how I got to know Leontyne Price as a singer. I was only about 9 or 10 years old when I first heard her sing O Patria Mia from Verdi's Aida, and my first impression of her voice was that it sounded almost like a mezzo on a lot of the middle notes and a contralto on a lot of her low notes, but her high notes were quite fabulous. I almost thought that she sounded a little bit like a mezzo, especially when she sang a little bit of her Leonora line with Placido Domingo's Il Trovatore, and that's when I realized that she sounded like a true soprano. It wasn't until years later that I started listening to a lot more recordings of this particular soprano that I automatically fell in love with her voice. She's been very well known in singing roles like Aida, her signature role, Bess from Porgy and Bess, Tosca, Cho-Cho-san, the Trovatore Leonora, and even the Forza del Destino Leonora, and a lot of roles from the Italian repertoire, mostly consisting of Puccini and Verdi, and even some roles in the French and German repertoire, most notably Madame Lidouane from the Dialogues of the Carmelites and Pamina from the Magic Flute, and she also had the spirituals under her belt, making her a very diverse performer, regardless if it's opera or oratorio or spirituals. She was very much someone who sang a lot of roles, and she was also a very important figure when it comes to African American history. And my experience with Leontyne Price, as I stated before, was something that was very interesting, and I've actually gotten to know her a lot more as a singer and as a complete artist. Thus, she has become one of my biggest role models when it comes to music. And this Christmas album from Leontyne Price was an absolute gem. Yes, it ran for only about 39 to 40 minutes, but it was definitely 39 minutes that I would really love to relive. Let's start off with just how wonderful a musician Madame Price really is. This Christmas album perfectly demonstrates just how youthful and vibrant her voice really was in the 1960s, and it really had that youthful and really gorgeous quality that made me feel so attracted to her overall musicality and her overall sense of really singing all the notes like a perfectly spun brocade of pearls. And all of her vocal resources were so excellent that I was just on the edge of my seat every time she opened up her mouth to sing. There were a lot of highlights in this particular Christmas album. I really love Silent Night, We Three Kings, and even the Alleluia from Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, which she also concluded the entire album with. And she even sang a spiritual in the form of Sweet Little Jesus, which was just so gorgeous in terms of just how she was able to utter each word, and the fact that there was no orchestra to back her up and it was just her voice just makes the overall effect enthralling to witness, that you really just need the power of the human voice to convey the message that Jesus was born in a manger and came to save us from our iniquities. One can tell that Leontyne Price's voice was just enough to convey just how powerful the overall message is. And especially when she sang with the choir, makes it even more satisfying to listen. And it's just a very exciting package from beginning to end. So overall, Christmas with Leontyne Price is a definite must-own if you are a hardcore Leontyne Price fan. It's just enough to make your Christmas quite merry in your own special way. With that said, you know what I'm going to give this album. A well-deserved 5 out of 5 stars. Whether you're a fan of Leontyne Price or great music in general, This is an absolute must listen. Well, that's it for this review of Christmas with Leontyne Price. Tune in later where I review Renata Tebaldi Christmas Festival. So until then, see you later, everybody.